When my billionaire father passed away unexpectedly, I was left with a shocking inheritance distribution. My useless brother, who had achieved nothing in life, was given assets worth billions, while I, the dutiful and capable child, was only given an abandoned cellar. In his will, my father asked me to keep a huge secret hidden in that cellar. Driven by curiosity, I immediately went to the cellar, carefully made my way down, and found a dark passage. Following the light, I walked to the end of the corridor. When I opened the door, a foul stench hit me. I quickly turned on the light to see what was inside.
Jesus.
Upon closer inspection, I saw an elderly man slumped in a chair, not knowing whether he was alive or dead. I cautiously approached to check if he was still breathing. I was so terrified that I ran out of there in a panic. I rushed home to call the police, but then remembered that my brother was running for state senator. I immediately abandoned the idea. The next day, I returned to the cellar with a gun. After confirming that the man had lost consciousness, I quickly took out some ink and paper and pressed his hand onto the paper to collect his fingerprints. I then asked a friend to help investigate his identity. After all this, I returned to the cellar wearing a mask, not wanting him to recognize my face. To my surprise, he immediately called my name and seemed to know all about my family. At that point, I took off my mask and asked him who he was, but he didn't answer. Instead, he made a demand.
Well, I want the juiciest steak on God's green earth. Rare, baked potato, all the fixings.
To learn the truth about the cellar, I had no choice but to meet his request. After a meal and drinks, Morgan told me that he and my father had once been best friends. But one night, while they were driving home, my father accidentally hit a pedestrian. After checking, they found the man was on the verge of death. To protect his social standing, my father buried the man's body and then knocked Morgan unconscious with a shovel, imprisoning him in the cellar. I couldn't believe it. My father was a kind and gentle person. He could never do such a thing. Morgan didn't respond, but instead handed me an address. I went to the location, which turned out to be an apartment. A stranger opened the door, looking at me with a strange expression, almost as if she recognized me. Once inside, I immediately saw a glaring photograph, my father, standing next to a young boy. Seeing their similar faces, I instantly understood their connection.
Your half-brother.
But even then, I still didn't believe my father could have killed someone, so I asked Morgan to take me to the burial site. When we dug it up, we actually found bones. That was when I fully believed what he'd said. Feeling guilty, I gave Morgan some money and asked him to leave. Meanwhile, the investigation materials about him were delivered to my door, just in time for my mother to receive them. When I returned home, my mother was sitting there with a serious look on her face, as if she also knew Morgan.
Why are you asking about Morgan?
Morgan. This man's name is Carson.